beautiful people. I'm just like I'm outside, aren't I? That's because I'm not long in. It takes my body a little while to acclimatise. So I'm here to do a coffee and a chat. Annie is sat here beside me because she hasn't gone to nursery this afternoon. It is Tuesday, the 16th, 17th? I don't know. It's Tuesday anyway. And I've just finished feeding little James. So here he is. He's all wrapped up. All wrapped up, see, because it's cold and frosty here today. Mummy's been out to groups, to Slimming World and counselling this morning. And here is little man. Isn't he just a bee's knees? Look at him. Hey, your precious boy. Hey, your mummy's precious boy. Shall we try and take a photo? Oh, he looks like he really looks like he's smiling behind there as well, doesn't he? I love him so much. He is very special. And then, so this video is a coffee and a chat. I'll show you my coffee cup in a minute because that's new. And let me stay there and let's wrap you up. I've had this like blanket here for a long time, years. There, snuggle up in that one. You snuggle up in that one. So today I'm going to answer some questions. I asked for some questions while I was on holiday. I put out like some things on my Instagram and Caroline Reborn Night on Facebook, on one of my videos, asking questions that you could ask me so I could do a question and answer when I get back. And so that's what we're doing today. And the kind of reason I did that is also because we've got a lot of new followers. Hello, everybody. So yes, I'm Caroline. I'm here with all my babies. Well, they're not all here because they're at nursery today. Sarah's in the pram just there. James is here and Annie's there. You all right there, Annie? She's fine. We got a new toy for Christmas. We got a vintage Humpty Dumpty. They're finding it a little bit scary at the moment. Do you remember this toy? They're finding it a little bit scary. I'm trying to encourage them. Good job they don't have a Jack in the Box. And here's my cup. So cheers. Get yourself your coffee. I have a milk frother that I got for Christmas, so I can froth up my milk and pretend to myself that I'm having a Starbucks or something like that. Actually, no, Costa or a Cafe Nero. I like them too. I like coffee. Anyway, I just want to say as well, yes, just say this. Thank you very much for all the comments on yesterday's video when I opened my gift from Gracie. Gracie did watch the video. She's enjoyed the video, but she does want you to know that actually that is not the very first time she's painted a Reborn. I thought that. I made that assumption from what she told me. And it's the wrong assumption. She has painted a few other babies for other people, but you know, she's no artist. She hasn't been doing this for years, or even a year, I don't think. So she's very early on in her reborning journey. So I did make that error and I do apologize for that. And also we're not sure of the, I don't know, is it provenance or the originality of the kits? So they're going to be in Hillside and they're going to be together. I called them Gabriel and Cain. So they're going to be Gabe. Thank you very much for all the suggestions. Of course, Archangel Gabriel. Why didn't I even think of that when I saw the angel wings? So I'm going to make them up a little bed together in Hillside, and then they'll be able to go in my vintage prams and that I've got down there. So when I go back down to Hillside, I'll show you that. It's a little bit cold. I was going to film from there today, but it really is too cold outside, and it's got a heater down in Hillside, don't get me wrong, but I've had counselling this morning and I just want to be cosy. And I also want to get this video up. I've also still got to video James's newborn clothes that Auntie Tracy reminded me of last night. I really wanted to show you the clothes I bought as I was waiting for him. Well, not waiting for him because I've had him since September, but he's been in the basket under the cot since September until Christmas. And so I was buying bits and pieces as I went along. So yes, I still got that video to do, haven't I, Auntie Tracy? Cheers. And I do have another surprise coming for you in a few weeks. So look out for that one too. Don't forget, it is Christmas, wedding anniversary and birthday, all are within the same month. So that's it really. I hope I can say that's it for Reborns. Oh my days. I don't know. Sarah probably would be the next one. Oh, I don't think I've bonded as well as Sarah as I have with James. James, oh God. I absolutely love him so much. He's so snuggly as well. I really love him. Anyway, we need to get on to these questions, don't we? So I've written them down. I've written them all down because when I saw the questions, I screenshot them. So it was while we were away on our holiday in Scotland. So I screenshot them. And I'm filming on that camera, on that phone that I screenshot them on. So I had to write them all down. So I've written them all down. There were a lot of questions. Thank you very much. Right, here we go. How do you cope? This particular viewer gets told she's stupid by her neighbours for having reborns. How do you deal with that? Now, if anybody's got any further suggestions, further comments, please add them into the comment section because this is a community and we all learn from each other. I have been now in the community, I don't know, is it 9, 10 years? I don't know, something along those lines. And you see a lot, and you don't comment. I see a lot, I don't comment a lot, but I do take it in. I'm not stupid, and I do take things in, and and I learn. So, being told you're stupid by your neighbours. I think that's a really difficult one because I've never ever been the sort of person that goes to my neighbour's house and has coffee or even, that stage. But if a neighbour shouted like something at me, if I was going out, like, stupid cow with those dolls, there she goes with dolls. I'm sorry, but I'm the sort of person that would not be nice. And would be like, did you make that out? Is what I would say. Because, I don't really care. There is no neighbour that I've ever cared about enough that would, one, call me stupid, shout it out to my face. I don't know. I've never been in that situation because when I think about, not just having the reborns though, other things, because I've lived in terrace housing and I've lived in attached housing. Now I live in a detached house, but I've never ever had a sort of relationship with neighbours like that. Because I'm just not that type of person. But I am the type of person that would tell somebody to F off. Definitely. That wouldn't bother me in the least. So I don't know. Maybe that bothers you. Maybe you feel that is too confrontational. I'm trying to think of it now, not being not Caroline. Being told you're stupid. Ignoring it. People like that really hate being ignored. People who say things really hate being ignored. And you're not stupid. You're not being stupid. You know the reason why you have got the reborn. And I can tell you now, you're not being stupid. I don't know if that's all you need to hear. If you need to hear 10 people in the comments tell you you're not stupid, that is what you need. And that is what you need to hear. Well, this is where you're going to hear it. You are not stupid. You have them for a reason. And the particular lady that asked this, I know exactly her situation. And it hurts my heart knowing that you went through that. And you should be really proud of yourself for going through that every day, walking every day through life with that on your heart. So I would just, yes. I'm sorry. You might all think I'm a really nice person, but I'm not. Respond when asked out asking about the baby. Oh my God, this is so funny. So I had Harry once in the Wayfarer pram part of the Wayfarer, and I went shopping with him to the mall. And Harry has open eyes, so of course he never blinks. And so he's wrapped up because it's cold anyway, and he was wrapped up in there. And I'm in the lift, and I'm in the lift with these two old people, and older people, because I'm old now, 54, older. And the lady said, "Oh, that's such a cute baby. How old is he?" And I'm like, fucking hell, I don't know. Got my language. This, talking about reborns and effects of going up, sometimes, well, as you can see, brings out the gobby protector in me. If that's how I see them, the gobby protector. Yeah, it was so funny, and I was like, a few months. So I was trying to think, what clothes size does Harry wear? Because, so Harry was in anything from 3 to 6 months, or like 2 to 3 months, so around 3 months. So I just went 3 months. And she was like, "What's his name?" And I said, "Harry." And I was just waiting for the lift to get to the next blooming floor so I could get out of there. And I don't know, now, this was like, so I had Harry. So I think Harry was readopted last year. Did you have him last year, Jackie? And I had him a long time before that, so it was quite early on. And that was even a different Wayfarer, so that was early on. And now I would be like, well, looks about 3 months, doesn't he? But he is a doll. That is what I would say now. Because now I'm just like, I might only have, I don't know, 10 or 20 years left on this earth. I am not now going to worry about what people think about me walking around with dolls. They don't know me. They don't know my situation. They don't know my reasons. But I'll tell them if they want to know. Donna. Negative comments. There you go. How do you deal with negative comments, Caroline? Same. Ignore them mostly. I mostly ignore them. When you first start taking a reborn out, it can be, it's very anxiety inducing. And so it is a learning curve how you as a person can manage that situation. And I am so much more worse in my reactions when I'm with a friend. Like I used to go out with a friend called Amy, and she doesn't have any children, can't have children. And I felt more protective, and Sheena, I feel protective of them. So when people are like, you know, they do that smirk and that laugh, like now I just look at them and grin and smile, like just let them know I've noticed it, and they get embarrassed because they think they're being big and clever and like, you know, look at that. But actually they're not. That's bullying. That's disrespectful, and it's just bloody not nice. So I'm like, you notice it, don't you? So now I'm like I just joke about it. But when I'm with somebody like Sheena, or when I was with Amy, somebody like Sheena, or even Sam, but Sam was amazing. Sam just didn't care. Sam taught me a lot. And I'm far more protective about them. I have literally had goes at people. Honest to God, I have had right goes at people. And I've like told them, you don't know people's situation. You're sat there with children and don't know how bloody lucky you are to have children. Oh yes, I have gone off on people. So it depends. And when you're in a group of people dealing with negative comments, you might be able to brush it off much easier because you're more focused on what your friends and that. You're more focused on what they're saying and what's going on than you are about people around you. But when you're on your own and you're new to this, I think you are more aware of people thinking, oh my God, that woman's pushing a doll. Is she nuts? And I go, yeah, I am nuts. Do you want to see do you want to see my prescription? Or what you say to them is, it's a therapy, baby. And then they go, oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. And it shuts them up. I've really learned that when you say therapy, baby, because mine are therapy. Mine are therapy. Aren't you, Annie? Hey? That's the reason Annie hasn't gone to nursery this morning. Annie's therapy. Annie comes with mummy to counselling quite often. So, and it was my counsellor that told me about reborns. It was my counsellor that helped me find a reborn. So this is recognised by a lot of people and not. Okay, so let's move off that one. This is good. You might need a cafetiere ready or your teapot, all right? But mums can drink cold coffee. We're used to it, aren't we? Even with the reborns, we're mummies. Most money spent on a reborn. Now, Russ isn't here, so that's okay. I don't know. Most money I've spent on a reborn. 600 probably, £600. And do I have that reborn with me now? No. Yeah, well, Frankie was about that price. Frankie was that price because Frankie's a big girl. Takes a lot. All that rooting as well. So it depends because like they have human hair rooting and that costs a lot of money. Rooting takes time. And so that's what you're paying for as well as people's time. So the more it depends. And rooting is, to get good rooting, get someone doing directional micro rooting. Takes time. But even just normal rooting, these heads are hard. I've tried it. So probably £600. Would I go any more than that? No. Oh God, I say no. Teresa, you might be watching. Teresa's toddlers are a bit more than that. Yes, I might then. If I see somebody, I'm like, woo, love him so much. I can't remember how much I paid for Toby actually. Maybe £5.50. Annabelle was cheaper. Yeah, I think it's usually the toddlers that cost some more money because they take more time. They're bigger. They take more, I guess. Do you have a dream sculpt? No. I just see but someone speaks to me. Someone says to me, take me home. And I'm like, okay. Or I'm ringing Russ up going, Russ, I'm at the doll show. And he's like, no, can't afford it. Or Russ's thing is, 1 in, 1 out. 2 came in yesterday. And I was like to him, does that mean 2 have to go out? I said, I didn't even buy them. Oh my God. I said, they're going to go in Hillside. He doesn't care. He just jokes because he knows that I would be like a lot of other people and he thinks I would be like a lot of other people and have a lot of reborns. Actually, that is not true because I can't cope with too many. There is going to be too many soon and we'll see how I cope with that. You okay, little man? You okay? You made a little noise there. You okay? And we'll see how I cope with that. You all right? Making a little noise. So, no, I don't particularly so that's what am I saying? That's how much money I've spent. That's what it was, wasn't it? And I go off on a tangent. So welcome to Caroline's Coffee and Chats when not a lot makes sense. Did you have a bellyache? Is that what's smart? How do you cope with summer pain? Too much pain to take a baby out or go out? I have fibro, so this is a question that relates to fibro. So I know that a lot of my subscribers also have fibromyalgia and I have chronic fatigue. So, pain. When you've got so much pain, you can't think about anything else or I use distraction. This lady in particular uses a frame so she can get outside. That's brilliant. Just get out and get some fresh air. Don't worry about it. if you want to take your babies out and you can't, there's another day. There's another day. You have to store up your energy, and the more you store, the better it'll be when you go out. And we're never pain free, but I have quite a high pain threshold because of the systematic abuse I had as a child. I have got quite a high pain threshold, and you teach your coping mechanisms of you go on and you get beaten before school, but you still go to school. You tell no one, get beaten when you get home, you still come home after school. So I've learned to manage it, if that makes sense. I've learned to manage my pain more. And what I hate and what I can't manage the same, because it makes me so cross, is my fatigue. So I'm not sure I'm in a really good position to talk to you about that one. I get upset and I get frustrated if I'm in pain. I can't do something that I want to do, and I do get frustrated and upset. So you just have to go with it, because it can't change. Nothing can change. It is what it is, and we have to manage it the best that we can. And every single one of us is different. Yeah. Take your baby out with you. Out. I take them out. I take mine out the front. Sit there and do some water play. We sit there and we've done some sand play. We just sit there and enjoy the sun and, read a book to them. That's how I manage it. And it's actually, my fibro is worse, so much worse in the summer. Because my body is so much worse, I think, in the summer, because I can't cope with the extremes. So extreme cold and extreme heat, can't cope with them. It has to be like in the middle somewhere. I had a lot of pain when we were in Scotland because it was cold, but we were doing so much walking and so much sightseeing and that every day, because Grumpy can't sit still. So, but it's fun and I enjoyed it. Anyway, how do you deal with days when you're not comfortable taking the reborns out, but you still want to? Use a pram with a big hood. People don't look in then. You can also get shades. I can't remember what they're called. That I use a big black shade. What are they called? They make quite a few of these shades. If anybody can remember, can you write it down in the comment section of these? You can put them on the babies. They let the air in and out. They've got little holes in. They've got zips up. They go all over the pushchair, all over the pram. If you've got one that doesn't have a big enough hood. I know it's more expensive, it's more money, but it's your peace of mind for you to be able to get out. We need to get out the house. We need fresh air. Using a pram makes you feel makes me feel more comfortable, makes me feel more sturdy on my feet, particularly days when the fatigue is bad, and I'm not always able to. It's like coordinate myself. But I can put my hands on the pushchair and I can walk, and I feel safer. So I'm not using frame. So much nicer if I take a pram out and push a pram. So. And don't make eye contact with people. As soon as you make eye contact with people, they want to stop and talk and look in your pram. Well, don't make eye contact with people. You are out for you, nobody else. So just get that big pram. Look, there's so many more pushchairs today with big hoods. And I filmed a few videos before this one in Smith's Toys looking at their prams. So have a look at that one. I do a lot of that as well. But now, I'm at the stage now where I don't talk to people anymore. I'm a grumpy old moo, so, I'm not, and I am. Oh, God, that hurt. That hurt just touching my chest. It's you doing it for you, for nobody else. If you want to take a baby out, but you feel anxious, think about how you can hide it. So if you can't afford to buy a pram with a big hood, what else can you do? Hang toys down. Go in a charity shop, find some toys. Look on Facebook Marketplace, get some toys. If you get toys, they hide the baby's face. And walk with purpose. Walk with purpose, don't make eye contact. when you get in the shop, you're looking around. You don't need to be worried about what anybody else thinks then. Do you have a budget when buying clothes and accessories? Yes. Yes. But it's not a budget like, oh, I've got £5 a week to spend on that, £5 a week to spend on that, £5 a week to spend on that. I'm very, very fortunate to be in a situation I am in now. I have been on benefits. I have been on family credit. So I do understand that. I grew up in a shitty, horrible council house with a shitty, horrible stepmother. So I understand, and I come from all of that. Very lucky now to be in a position where I have, all the bills, we deal with all the bills and everything. Russ deals with it all because my brain can't manage any of that now. Let me just pause. I literally pause because sometimes when I use the app to edit, it won't let me edit all the video. We're already on 25 minutes now. Can you remember it used to be 10-minute slots? That's all I could do at a time. Russ and I, ever since we've been together, we've worked very, very hard to save, and we're not extravagant, even though you see me buying stuff, but that comes out of my allowance. I don't know what else to call it really. At the end of each month, we pay all our bills, and me and Russ can share. We pay, we save, and we do all of that. We both have a set amount that's ours, and we can spend that on whatever we want. So that is what I have, and that is my own. That's my own money. I can spend that on whatever I like. I can save then to buy Reborn or something like that. But things like at Christmas, I bought all of my own kids out of that money. So out of that money, I always do Fiver Friday. So actually this is budgeting, isn't it? Out of my money I have that comes in at the beginning of the month from our joint, because I don't earn, so from Russ's income, I guess Russ's wages, I have what I call Fiver Friday. So £5 goes in, so I have my bank account, and I have like a little pot, and so £5 goes in that pot, and then £10 Tuesday goes in another one. So I have that. So I guess that's for saving, but that's for saving like for Christmas. And the £10 one is the Christmas one. So I buy my own children Christmas presents out of my money. Russ has only got one son, so he buys his son's Christmas presents out of his money. It's all of our money at the end of the day. Now, the whole thing is different with the Reborns, because sometimes, and this works to my favour and I love it, sometimes Russ will want something. So for instance, very, very good example of this is when I went to the doll and teddy fair. So I do have a playlist all about the doll fairs that I go to. When I went to the last doll and teddy bear fair, which I think was November, there was a grumpy, what is she? Grumpy Charlotte? Is that her kit? I want it. I saw there and I loved her. She was 600, I think, or 650. And I was like, oh my God, I so want her so much. But I didn't have that much money on me because it was coming out to Christmas. So I could have spent the Christmas pot and nobody would have had any Christmas presents. But no, Mum. No, I'm a mum. So I rang Russ and he was like, look, he said, you can have the money and you can get it, but you do know what we've got coming up. And I'm like, so if you've been here for a long time, you know that me and Russ have been looking around for a house to buy. We have some houses, we rent them out. That is for our pension. Because, Russ won't have the same pension, won't have a pension the same as his wages when he retires. So we've been looking at I want to get my eldest daughter settled. Absolutely settled now. She has been in some real dodgy rented accommodation, and I'm just not happy with that. And we were looking at buying one more property before Russ retires. We're not extravagant. We don't go on holidays to, abroad. We don't have expensive trips. Before, we've had a camper van and we've just driven around in a camper van. didn't pay to stay anywhere. And we just was at the side of the road. And actually we did that for some time in the caravan in Scotland this time around. I think when we were first together, we went to the Dominican Republic. Russ hated it. I loved it, but it was a bit too hot, so I'm not fussed about having any more holidays abroad. For our 10th wedding anniversary, our joint 50th birthdays, we did a tour where we took Harry. We did the Arctic Circle, I think it's called, tour with a company. Russ drove his truck, and we went to like Norway. Went to the North Point. Oh, I don't have the hoodie on. Sometimes I wear the hoodie with the Nor cap on it. That was extravagant for us, because then we went to Sweden, and we stayed in the ice hotel. So that was like our 50th treat to ourselves, if you like. Plus Russ's treat was driving his truck in the thick snow and all that, and me sat there screaming beside him because I absolutely hated it. And I hate long drives in the truck. I hate long drives. And this was all driving. This was like a man's driving trip in like difficult territory, if you like. So, you know, and then someone had to come along in case the driver goes ill. And Russ really wanted to do it. And I was like, let's just do it for our 50th. All right. And he was like, yeah. And then also out of that, I got my eye candy, my Land Rover eye candy. That was like my gift, because Russ really wanted to do this trekking, and we did have a really good time, don't get me wrong, but it was like 10 hours driving and stuff like that. Oh, I'm so tired. I took Harry with me, so there is a playlist for that if you want to see that adventure. We had Harry snuck in a bag. Bless him. Snuck in a bag and smuggled into the hotel room so the other people wouldn't know that Caroline, Russ's wife, has a doll with her. Ha, 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 ha. They soon knew when they saw it on Facebook, people that tried to friend me. Oh my goodness. Is that better? You feel better now, little man? Yeah, you're going to be able to go to sleepies now. Do you think so? Oh, hello, Millie. Millie heard me talking in baby voice. I don't even know how we got off on a tangent like that. Oh, that was about having a budget, wasn't it? Yes. And so, talking about this, I think she's called the Grumpy Charlotte. So he was like, you know what we've got coming up, which was Christmas and this house. And I was just like, oh, I know. And he was like, he said, you can have the money, but that's less money to go towards the house. And there's me thinking, oh, that'd be carpets to fit out the house. Yeah, all right, I said. So that was that. And then I go on for the doll show up to Sheena's, away from home for a few days, come back. And Russ went, did you get that doll? And I was like, no, because that £600 that she cost, that'd be for the that'll be for the carpets, won't it, to do out the property. And he was like, yeah, I suppose. And that was it. And then later on that night, he went, well, there is something I want for my motorbike, so you could have bought that doll if you wanted to. So that's also how it works, you see, in our house. If there is another big expense, and we talk about it because, we both should benefit from things. And Russ has big expenses. Russ has lots of expensive hobbies, all right? These are expensive. They are nothing compared to out there in that garage, which I can't show you. I mean, if you watch our bungalow conversion, where we first got the bungalow, that's in the playlist, you'll see how big the garage is, but you can't see what's kitted out in it. He doesn't want that out on display, but you will have seen other things like his tractor that he drives up the road. I took a video of him driving up the road the other day. Like his flying machine, you will have seen him flying in the sky in some odd video somewhere. Motorbikes. He's got an old motorbike. He loves his truck. He loves all stuff like that. So that's basically what he spends his money on. That and food. He loves the farm shop. And when he goes to the farm shop, he always spends a lot of money. That's his money though, isn't it? Anyway, but when we're talking a big expense. So he wants this bit for his motorbike, and he was like, I could have it in March then. he said, if you'd got the doll, I would have got that in March. I said, but, well, you know, we talked about it and blah, 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 blah. And I had him for my Christmas present. Now, little James here is beautifully painted, but he's got no hair. And so I wouldn't expect him to be as expensive as a Reborn with hair. Get you out of the sunlight there, missus, feeding your hair. Don't want your hair bleaching, do we? And drying out. So I was like, oh well, I've still got our wedding anniversary after Christmas, because I'd already had him, because I'd already purchased him. He was in a box. No, he was in the Moses basket, or at this time he'd gone back to the artist or something like that. I was like, well, it's still our wedding anniversary and my birthday to go. And he said, why don't you get her for your birthday then? And I was like, don't know. Oh, you got to play it. Come on, you got to play these things. So, anyway, yeah, we will see. That's how we manage budget. And let's face it, I expect you're all the same. These have got more clothes than I've got. Do you allow others to influence what you buy? No, not Reborns. No. I do ask, like Sarah. I really like Sarah, and I love her, but I just love him so much more. And so when I bought Sarah, which was, if you look at the doll shows, it was February 2021 doll show. Basildon, but it was it at Basildon, or had it changed that venue? Anyway, Sarah was there, but I held her and Sheena took photos of me holding her and let me see what she looked like in my arms and stuff like that. And that is what I got. So that is an influence, I guess. I was umming and ahhing about Sarah. So that is an influence. But when I go shopping with somebody, I'm easily influenced. If I go, oh, I really like those dummies, buy them. Yeah, all right. like they're paying for me. Or I really like this coat for Annie. Oh, Annie would look lovely in that. Right, I'm going to have that. So when I'm out with people, me and Sheena are awful. I'm like, Sheena, you need to get that. It's so cute. And especially if we go to a second-hand shop. I'm like, yeah, get everything in the shop. So, yes. Not with Reborns, really. Definitely not with people who aren't in the community. I wouldn't let Russ influence my decision on a Reborn, that's for sure. How did you meet other Reborn parents? Through Facebook. That's how I met other people, through Facebook. And you start talking to people in the Facebook Reborn groups. And when you meet up with people, you find your groove. When you meet up with people, you know if you're going to get on or not. You know, you don't expect to get on with everybody, do we? I mean, crikey. Heaven forbid too many people like me. Oh, you don't want your dummy now. Do you not want your dummy now? Oh. You want a kiss on your cheek? That is the way. That is the way. And then I organised a meet-up at Weston-super-Mare, and people came, and then we met more people. And that's kind of how it is. There's nobody in my area, so the closest person that I meet up with is 2 hours, hour and a half away. Yay. Is an hour and a half away. I'm just going to put him down. There we go. Do you have a favourite doll show you like to attend the most? Yes, Peterborough. Peterborough was the very first doll show I went to, and I liked it. I like it the best because it's the biggest. That's all there is to it. There are other ones that are close to me, because I also really like the doll and teddy fair, because there's a variety. You get like old vintage dolls, old vintage teddy bears, but you also get old vintage toys and accessories, which is also what I love, as well as more Reborn artists are coming along too. It is a good entry price. You don't have to pay for your pram. And so I just love it. I just love it. It's big. Where they have it is nice and big, and you can just sit and talk to people. Whereas some of the doll show ones, some of those are, yeah, they hire lots of rooms out, but there's like, we struggle for room for everyone to sit together and talk, if that makes sense. And you also have to pay for your pram because it's such a packed show. The one at Peterborough, because it's so packed. You pay for prams because then, you know, not everybody will want to take their pram in. Will want to pay the extra price to take their pram in. So there's that as well. So the doll show at Bristol is not on this year, I don't think, but I do like that one because that's close to me. That's an hour away. Do you feel comfortable taking little ones out locally or further afield? Either. The only thing I wouldn't do, because Russ doesn't like me, Russ would never come out with me. Yeah, we do. That's why we call him Grumpy and Annie in the Reborn. So I wouldn't take them anywhere near where I think that, you know, there'd be people that be his work colleagues or people that work for him there. Does that make sense? I just see the end of that. Do you feel comfortable locally or further afield? Yes, I don't bother. Is Emma Jane a Ping Lao kit? No, Emma Jane is the Kim kit by Sigrid Bock. Wait! By Sigrid Bock. Do you have a favourite pram that you've owned? So my very first pram that I got was a Mothercare pram. Loved that, red one. Can't remember what it's called, Mothercare. It wasn't the Orb, because this was years ago. Anyway, it was a red pram. I loved that pram. So that was great. And I love the Silver Cross Wayfarer, which is, I got one and I sold it. And now I got another one and I love it. And I've got two different colour carry cots for it, 2 different colour seats. So that is obviously a pram that I really like. I like my Candy to go, that basically will go anywhere. That's the multi-terrain Land Rover one. So that basically goes everywhere. But it is quite big. It's quite big. Now I've got a car rather than my camper. It's quite big to put in the boot. But I do like it. I like the Cassatos because they're all like patterned, different colours. You know, I just do like that. But then they draw attention to you. So because people like that, they're like, oh, look at that one. And then they see the doll sat in there. So there is that as well. Confident, scared I may be to bump into people I know. Scared you're going to bump into people that you know. Yeah, that is a good one. That is a good one. But there'll be things that they do maybe. They're not going to tell you. Maybe they're like cosplay. We've got a CrimeCon convention coming near to me. I think it's at the end of this month or February. And there'll be people dressed up there. And so I'm debating going there with the Reborns. There'll be people in all sorts of clothing. You've got to think there are all sorts of people doing all sorts of things all around the world. And if I bumped into somebody I knew, I'd just say they're therapy. And people I know I've got fibromyalgia. And anyway, people I know I've got dolls because they're all over my Facebook as well. How do you interact with the Reborns every day and what do you do? Yes, I do. Sorry about that. How do I interact with them every day? Yes, I do. There's always someone out. There's always someone doing something. That's just why I like toddlers, really, because they're always like doing something. Basically, what you see me film is what I do. Annie sat here on Sunday and had roast dinner with 2 of my girls, my eldest daughter's wife, and me and Russ. We all sat there. She had a roast dinner, didn't you? And you had chocolate cake for pudding. So, you know, stuff like that. My kids are used to it. My kids know Mum's got these. And so I just do whatever. Like Sarah's in the pram there, in the Wayfarer carry cot right there. So, yeah, I don't know. I like the toddlers more because I can interact with them much better. I read a story to them? Yeah, of course. These are therapy. These are the reasons that I have them. It's to make me feel better and to get me through the day. So that's all of the questions. Wow. What a lot of questions. Have you got any more questions? Leave them in the comments below. Or if you want to give your advice to somebody, because I know that there are people in this community who've been in this community a lot longer than me as well. Put it in the comments as well. But the biggest thing I think for a lot of people, they want to take them out and they just need to get out. And I think when you live in a terrace property, it's harder because people are like, she's out pushing a pram. She doesn't have any kids. But for all they know, you could have had a friend come round in the morning and be pushing a baby, taking that baby out. You know, we worry a lot about what a lot of people think. A lot of people don't even notice, and you know the ones in your area that notice. Stay away from them, unless you want them to know, because they'll tell everybody. But there is no shame in it. There is no shame in it. I was talking to a man in my Slimming World group this morning who goes to meets for model cars, because I would love to go and see that. They like meet every Sunday with their like remote control cars and design tracks and all of that for it. Why? Why is that okay? And yet me pushing a doll is like, is it because we can't have women being crazy because they are the mothers. They are the mothers of the world. They are bringing up children. They've got to be serious. They can't be fun. Dads are fun. Mama's serious. No, I don't care. Honest to God, now I really don't care. Once I turned 50, I was like, right, that is it. I'm sorry, I'm going to be selfish. I'm all in it for me. My dad got cancer and died at 61. I'm now 54. Ross and I also know people in our group who've had cancer and passed away already. So, and people that are going through it, they're like younger than us or just slightly older than us. And, you know, life is long. It's also short. But life is long. And when people say life is short, live for the day. That's quite stressful, I think, living for the day, because you're trying to do everything every day. And like, I got to be happy today. It's going to be my last day. You wake up the next day. I got to be happy today. That's quite stressful, I think. So life is short when you're getting older. So like me, life is short now. I mean, I could live to 90, couldn't I? You know, so I could have another 40 odd years, but who knows? And I'm totally not being morbid, okay? I'm not being morbid. I'm now at the stage of my life where I don't bloody care. The person I do care about are my children and my husband. So my husband would be embarrassed. He don't want to go out with me in the prams, and that is fine. I respect his reasons. I understand. And so I don't force it on him. I've got all day to go out and do what I want to do. Yeah, sometimes it'd be nice if he came out and I could talk about things, but he knows as soon as he does it once, he'll be doing it a lot. He did do it when I went to Sam's gender reveal, because the people there also wanted Annie to be there. So he had no choice that day. And he also saw other women there with their reborn. So, you know, deal with it. But I wouldn't say to him, come on, let's go down to Sainsbury's and do some shopping and I'll take Annie. No, it wouldn't make him feel comfortable. I wouldn't want him to feel uncomfortable. He wouldn't want me to feel uncomfortable in situations that he would like me to be involved in. And I say no to those things as well that I wouldn't be comfortable doing. So that's the wisdom of Caroline Knight. Tell more people to F off. And please your bloody self. Please yourself. This is for you. You're doing this for you. We have these reborns for a reason. And some people collect them. Some people like to collect all of, I don't know, Donna Rubert sculpts. Some people like to collect all of Laura Lee Eagle sculpts or Cassie Brace's sculpts. And, excuse me. And some people, you know, just like put them in a cupboard and look nice, like ornamental. But there are many, many more in the category of therapy. There are many, many more, and that isn't talked about enough. Yeah, I'm a collector. I'm not a collector. This is therapy. This girl here is therapy. And I don't care what people say about Annie. I don't care. No, she's my girl. Yes, you are, aren't you? Yes, I know you are my girl. She is my girl. She was my savior for many years. And so I also have multiple personality disorder. You might, I don't know if any of them came out. Yeah, they did, didn't they? The one who was gobby and sweary. Protector. And I also have littles, and I have a little girl who was abandoned. And so Annie is a therapy for that. They're all therapy. I think the reason I've so bonded with James so much is because I didn't lose them, did I? Like take them to the shop and lose them. I miscarried 4 baby boys. And I still say lost because that's what people say. You lost them. No, I didn't take them into Sainsbury's and leave them behind. So yeah, that category is so much bigger. The therapy aspect of these is massive, and that is not talked about enough. That is really not talked about enough. So work out why you have them. Make peace with why you want to have them, and why you have them. You're giving me a hug. I love you. I do. I love you so much. You're such a special little girl. And this is talking to my inner child, you see. Therapy is so much better these days. Therapy is known about so much more these days. So if you're comfortable with saying, yes, it's a therapy doll, you will find that a lot of people will like, oh, and quickly move on. Sorry about that, and quickly move on. Or they might say, how? How does it help you? And you can say, I'm not comfortable talking about that if you don't mind. And if they're offended, that's up to them. That is up to them. You are saying, I'm not comfortable talking about that. Or you could be like me and start telling them, and they're like, wish they'd never asked. Isn't that the truth? Anyway, my lovely friends, I'm going to love you and leave you there. The next video, I promise, Tracy, will be what I bought for little man James. And that's because Tracy works at JoJo and she wants to know what else I bought. So the little baby grow we had on there, a utterly cute with the otter on the front, is from JoJo. So she wants to know what else I bought. So that will be in the next video, Tracy. I absolutely promise. So I don't know what the time is now. It's going to be about 1 o'clock, 1:30 on Tuesday. And so I need to get this uploaded because it does take ages now at home. Even in the Highlands of Scotland, my videos were uploading in like 2 minutes. I was like, to Russ, crikey, it takes 2 hours at home. Here, we're in the Highlands, in the middle of Scotland. I think the government must help them out up there and pay a premium for them to do that. And also, I just also want to say Happy New Year, because we're still at the beginning. I mean, Christmas just seems so far away now, doesn't it? It's like, yeah, that was so last year. And it's only something like the 17th of January today. And it's still the new year. It just seems so funny. Somebody said it was like we're in the 84th day of January. It's like, you're absolutely right. It seems to go on forever. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. And we will see you in the next video. Are you going to say bye? No, you just want cuddle. No, she just wants cuddle now, which is great because we've had counselling, so we're going to sit and have cuddles now. Right, thanks, loves. Bye.